I'm having a real case of not today. Like, worse than yesterday, but maybe it's because of yesterday. Because yesterday was stressful. I need to get into the stuff that I left all over my craft table. Try digging some podcasts and attempt to get some more things done. And I just feel really tired. And my arms and shoulders are really sore. So, this is going to take me a while. I was actually already in the shower when I realized that I had not weighed in, so I'm going to skip that today. So I'm going to be logging my calories and stuff. And I'm trying out a hair mousse that I had previously given up on, but once this last thing is dry, I think I'm going to need a couple of pins to hold it back. I just fixed my coffee, and it's not quite noon. Fast forwarding through my very uneventful day. This is actually a shot of my dinner. I really didn't have time to record much, helping my kid with a whole lot of schoolwork. It was a lot. And, yeah. Fish, planks, tartar sauce, some corn souffle, and, I don't know, meat dumpling thing. Really good stuff. I did get seconds, didn't show you guys that. There was, something resembling lunch at some point. Anyway, it's been a ride. It's 7:06 and it is super dark in here because we are watching YouTube videos on TV regarding Paul Revere and what he actually did, because the Midnight Ride poem is almost entirely bunk and something that should have been done several days ago is due tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be a fun day. It's 11:49, and I was right. It was a fun day. So, I guess this was due last month, and I got a call from the teacher. It was a whole back and forth thing. Thankfully, the project involved happened to be on the American Revolution, which is one of my kids' favorite eras. So this has not been the worst. But I did a whole lot of transcribing and typing and helping somebody fix his capitalization, because yikes. And of course you can just like not say anything about Hamilton, because you can't talk about the American Revolution and not mention Hamilton, even though the subject is supposed to be Paul Revere, who, by the way, is really not as interesting of a guy as Longfellow tried to make him out to be. Thankfully, my kid wants to come at this from a fact-checker point of view. Oddly enough, today is also the day I found out that an ancestor of mine, Mary Ann Dewberry, who is French on one side, and on the other side, the great-granddaughter of Captain John Hughes, who was with the Maryland militia in the Battle of Brooklyn. Yeah, so I was reading this article about Captain John Hughes, right? Revolutionary War hero mentioned and stuff coming out of Valley Forge correspondence, right? And I was able to get my kid hyped up over that. I'm tired. I'm really tired. And it's not even midnight yet. And I got like no footage today. So tomorrow, at least I think tomorrow is Friday. The cat really likes this blanket. It's I crocheted a king size blanket out of baby blanket yarn a long time ago. The cat loves it. So he's hanging out in here because that's where the blanket is. Because it's not in a drawer for once. If tomorrow is Friday, like I think tomorrow is Friday, dropping my kids off with their dad, I assume. I should probably send him a text and be like, hey, whose weekend is it? Because I haven't had like 4 pots of coffee yet today, so I have no idea. I shouldn't be drinking 4 pots of coffee anyway. Pretty much today has been unmedicated chronic pain, getting nothing done, and long conversations about the Battle of Monmouth with an 11-year-old who thinks he knows everything. The worst part is when he tells you to look something up and it turns out he's right about it, and then he won't stop gloating. This is why he's a Hamilton fan. He's not so much a fan of the musical. I mean, he is. He's a fan of the guy. And the other one got some books today. Five Nights at Freddy's. Got him 3 of them. I have no idea what I'm going to do this weekend. Technically, there's, I guess, a Zoom meeting for church stuff. I don't want to. I mean, I kind of need to. It's been rough lately, and there's some changes going on. I don't know if I can handle any more Zoom. I'm burnt out on it. I don't mind talking to the camera, but this one doesn't ask me questions. This one doesn't expect me to know stuff. Don't feel very smart lately, and I think that's mostly the season. The conditions that the world is in right now. Just everything is very overwhelming. This is not the time to ask me to come up with anything. It's just too much. I want to hang out, play with my resin, play with my paints, you know. Everything else just, nah. Let me mess around with my funky video transitions and leave me alone, right? At least a couple of people at church have heard that from me. That's really the difference, though, between a church and a cult, is when you tell them you need to take a step back, a church will say, let us know if you need help. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you in the meantime, and we'll see you when you're up to it. Cult. Cult will either drag you back in or work really hard to convince you that you should never, ever, ever do that. So, tomorrow, more stuff on Paul Revere. Goodness gracious. And, I don't know, laundry maybe. At any rate, it's almost midnight. I really can't take any more. Not news. Not history stuff. Just, I need a break. So if I have this weekend free, I just might sleep all day Saturday. I don't know. I mean, I say that, but then I wind up doing stuff. It's like, yes, this is the absolute perfect time for me to go out and do that one crazy thing that I've been meaning to do for weeks and haven't mentioned to anyone. Because that's what I do. But a big part of today was sitting at a keyboard because that is what I could do. And had I actually pill bottle off the shelf, I probably could have done more. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Thanks for sharing my date with me.